It's Sunday, June 6, 2021. This is All About Your Benjamins and your weekly mixtape and weekend review video. I'm back. It's been a while. Unfortunately, Roman's soccer team suffered a defeat yesterday in the state semifinals. So that means we reclaim our weekends, and doing the weekend review and the mixtape become a little bit easier. I am working on making sure that come fall, when soccer picks back up, I've got a good schedule during the week to knock this out, so we don't go a few weeks without having a video and having a mixtape. So I apologize for taking some time off, but we're back. And again, the weekends are back, so it shouldn't be an issue. Let's dive into the headlines that may or may not be impacting your financial plan and portfolio. And we're going to start off with some jobs numbers. So a couple articles you'll see in there that talk about how hiring is accelerating, but employers are still having a hard time finding people to fill all the jobs. So the long story short is there are still a lot of openings out there and not enough people to fill them, or not enough people seeking to fill them. A number of reasons that could be. Maybe they're overqualified and they don't want to take that job. Maybe some of the unemployment benefits still lingering around are still better than if they would go work, meaning they could stay home, make more than they would go out and work. Or maybe the jobs are just not in the right area, and people who were laid off, the openings are in other industries, if you will. So let's say it was an industrial type job that was laid off, but all the jobs are in tech. That may not translate over, so getting that person who was laid off in the industry, in the industrial area, the training and the knowledge to transfer over to tech would take some time. So the positive is unemployment numbers are getting better. The negative is we're kind of getting to this point where we can't fill all the jobs. And there's a great article that follows up the first two about high school kids having a great opportunity to find employment for the summer. We went to dinner last night at our favorite little spot right across the street. Walked over there, and you could see that they were definitely struggling to keep up with all of the people there. They didn't have enough waiters and waitresses. They didn't have enough support in the kitchen, and they had a sign that they were hiring. I told Leo, Roman was with a friend, I told Leo that when he gets older, he's going to work a job like that because it would be a good experience for him. I think being a waiter or waitress would be phenomenal, just learning how to communicate with people, handle mean people, not let that get you down, and be able to multitask and all those great things. But if you have kids that are high school age, this would be a great time to start instilling that work ethic in them and having them take on some responsibility and get out there and work. I was a spoiled kid growing up. My job was basketball and school, so I didn't have jobs growing up. I think that ended up being okay, but even given that, I want Roman and Leo and Silas to have some type of jobs when they're growing up, just to get that work ethic in them above and beyond what sports and other things may give them. So look for those opportunities and encourage your kids to go out there and get a job. We'll go into some other areas of the economy. Oil prices are back above $70 a barrel. So if you remember back a couple years ago, maybe it's just a year ago, for a moment, a price of a barrel of oil actually went negative, and we're back above 70. So why bring that up? Well, we're heading into economies reopening, people going out traveling, driving around. That is going to be a spending tax, if you will. If gas is more expensive, then that's less money that is being able to be used elsewhere in the economy. So it's not at any high levels. We're not back over $100 like we were in the past, but it's going up, which means that's a little bit less out of every paycheck, if you will, if money's going towards gas and people are traveling. So just keep an eye on that. Now we'll go to the market, and not about what the market's doing, but just since AMC and GameStop are back in the headlines again, I figured I would address that and bring that up. So this week AMC had a crazy run. One day it was up 100%, crashed that back down the other day, and we're seeing those Wall Street bets, the meme stocks as they're calling them, the Reddit stocks, kind of being moved around again by those groups of people. So, and the tough thing about this is I can't hate on the people who have made money in it. They've stayed with it, or they've been a part of that community and they were there. Where the fear for me is the people who hop in the excitement, the FOMO gets the best of them, and they were the ones buying it when the stock was up 90%, and maybe they saw it go up 10% and they were excited, and then it crashed back down. So this is one of those ones where I would view these stocks as speculation. I wouldn't tell a client to stay away from it. I would tell them to stay away from those types of stocks with their important money. If they have money that they want to play with, that if it goes to zero, they're okay, they want to view it as a scratch-off lottery ticket, except now it's in the stock market, then those types of dollars are okay, but have no expectations of doing it right, because history has shown us the majority of the times these things don't play out in the favor of most people. A handful of people are successful. Most people aren't, because they don't know what they're getting into. They're just following what they're hearing, they're chasing, and then it kind of all falls down on them. So that is something to be cautious of if you find yourself getting into those. And the same thing with cryptocurrencies as well. We see a lot of cryptocurrency tokens and coins popping up. You've got a couple of the well-known ones. You have some other ones that get moved around by celebrities and social media, and people hop in on those. Yes, people are making money. Yes, you might be able to make money, but is that the best way to try to handle your financial planning? Probably not. Is it the best way to have some fun and learn a little bit, and if it goes to zero, you're okay? I'm a little bit more okay with that going on and saying have fun with that money, but the important money doesn't go there. So just a heed of caution, be careful around those stocks. If you find yourself getting excited about it, wanting to jump in, does it make sense, and how important is the money that you're putting in there? Moving on next, I think this is a pretty cool story. I believe it's United. My headline doesn't tell me what airline it is, but I'm pretty sure it's United is going to be trying to fly customers on basically a sonic boom airplane, so to fly faster than the speed of sound. Pretty cool. I remember hearing about things like this, and I know they exist already, but not for commercial use. So think about being able to fly across the country in half the time. Pretty cool technology. I was talking to my grandmother this week, and we were just talking about the things she's seen in her lifetime. She's 90 years old, so think about what has gone on in the last 90 years in the United States and around the world and technology. And she's like, how much more can we go? And I said, well, eventually I think we'll hit a plateau, but I think we still have some time. And things like this, it's just small incremental changes, and all of a sudden there's a big leap. This would be huge if more planes were flying that fast and could be moving around. So just kind of exciting. You think about space travel as well. So all these cool things happening that at the end of the day, despite headlines and negativity that might be out there in social media, there's still a lot of things to be optimistic about in life just in general. So those are the things that kind of get me excited. And finally, another kind of warning type of thing. Banks had their overdraft fees drop 10% in 2020. Billions of dollars a year, though, that banks make on overdraft fees. And I just bring this up because this is where financial literacy and having a basic understanding of cash flow and outflow and managing your finances is so important, because so many people are giving money away to the banks, and usually it's the people who need every single dollar to get by that are the ones that are hit the most. This overdraft fee and charges from banks hits the lower side of the income scale more than it does the higher end of the income scale, which is kind of this embedded institutionalization of discrepancy between haves and haves not. So I only put that out there. Sometimes it's unavoidable. You just have to pay bills and you don't have the money in there, but manage your finances so that you're not giving away money if you can avoid it. That's ridiculous that banks make that much money. And there was a moment where I think it was Senator Warren was talking to Jamie Dimon about the banking fees that they collected during the coronavirus period of time. So I just shared that article as motivation and inspiration to just make sure you're managing your checkbook properly to minimize the money you're giving away, because every dollar you give to the banks is money you could have kept in your pocket, and sometimes it is very easy to manage that properly. I understand not everybody has that luxury, but a lot of people are paying fees to the banks that are very avoidable if they would just slow down and take time to properly manage their finances. All right, that's it. So be sure to check the mixtape down below. Be sure to like this on the YouTube channel. These, again, are going to be coming back with regularity now that soccer is over, and I have a new schedule throughout the week to be able to make sure that I hit these up before the weekend comes and life gets crazy and hectic. So be sure to share, like, subscribe, all those fun things. Thanks for watching, and we will see you all in the next episode.